part of the Reformation and Renaissance lesson, Catholics and Protestants, Section 4. Previously, we talked about what's Renaissance, the time frame, the achievements that happened, moving on to the Reformation with Martin Luther, and the showing or the emergence of the Protestants and the fight between them. So to continue or to start from where we stopped off last PowerPoint or last part of the lesson, we said that during the 1500s and the 1600s, the Catholic Church set out to defeat the Protestantism, which was also known as the Counter-Reformation. These bloody wars were fought until 1648. Pope Paul III formed the Council of Trent to fix the Catholic Church. The Roman Catholic Church decided that because of all of the complaints against the Church, they need to calm the people down. So they formed the Council of Trent to fix all the problems or all the misactions inside of the Catholic Church. The Jesuits were the Society of Jesus popes. They were agents related to the Catholic Church, and their job was to spread Catholicism. The Catholic kings, they sent missionaries to convert the Protestants into Catholics. This is the picture of Pope Paul III, and this image here on the left is the Council of Trent. The 30 Years' War was the worst religious war of the Reformation. The Protestants were settled or were located north of Europe, while the Catholics were located to the south of Europe. By 1555, Charles V, the Holy Roman Emperor, ordered all princes to assemble in Augsburg. An agreement was made that each ruler would decide what is the religion of his state. This famous settlement or agreement was known as the Peace of Augsburg. Now, Henry VIII, King of England. England at that time he ruled from 1509 to 1547. He faced a problem. He wanted an heir or a person to inherit the throne after him. This person should be a boy or a male baby. With the help of the parliament, he married 5 times and had 3 children. Back then, at that time, the Catholics were not allowed to marry except once. But he made an agreement with the parliament and they hid all the other 5 marriages. He had, from these 5 marriages, 3 children, Mary, Elizabeth, and Edward. Mary was the daughter of Catherine of Aragon. Elizabeth was the daughter of Anne Boleyn, and Edward was the son of Jane Seymour. From these 5 marriages, he beheaded most of his wives, either because they bore him daughters or baby girls, or they didn't give him children at all. By 1534, the Act of Supremacy declared the king head of the Church of England, not the Pope. So this gave more power to the king than the Pope. This is Henry. And these are the 6 wives of Henry. The 1 legitimate marriage and the 5 other illegal marriages. Now, after Henry died, his son was too young to rule. He ruled for a little while, but then he got sick and died. This is why you won't find a lot of details about him in history. So after Edward's death, Henry's daughter Marie became queen in 1553 and restored Catholicism. She arrested Protestants and had 300 burned at the stake. After this incident, she was known as Bloody Mary. After 5 years, Mary died. 5 years of ruling, Mary died. Her half-sister took the throne, Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth I was a Protestant, so she restored or she formed what's known as the Anglican Church. The Anglican Church was a church in between the rules of Catholics and Protestants. It combined some of the rules from the Catholic Church along with some rules from the Protestant Church or religion. Two of the most agreed on rules in the Anglican Church by both sides was that priests were allowed to get married, which did not happen in the Catholic Church, and that sermons were delivered in English, as in the Catholic Church they were delivered in Latin. This is a picture of Bloody Mary, and this is a picture of Elizabeth I. Put in mind that Bloody Mary was Catholic, while Elizabeth I was Protestant. The formation of the Anglican Church was the end of the religious war. The fight between the Catholics and the Protestants ended with this church because it combined most of the rules that both Protestants and Catholics disagreed on. After this war, the religious war ended, the Europeans were now free to go back to their development. But this time, the development will be in the science fields. The last sentence here is an introduction to our coming lesson. Our coming lesson will talk about the scientific revolution. If you have any questions, please let me know during our online sessions.